Okay, Boolean indexing or binary indexing. So that means you want to use true or false and then select items based on that. Okay. So this example, we're going to create a names array. Okay, so that's going to have these 7 names. Okay. See, some of them are repeated because you have 2 Bobs and then we have 3 Joes. Okay. So we have a names array, then we have a data array, and that has the shape of 7 and 4, and the idea is that each row here corresponds with a name from the names array. Okay. So there are 7 names. So the first row is Bob, but it is not part of the data array. Data array and names array are 2 separate arrays. Okay. So, but in our mind, okay, NumPy doesn't know, Python doesn't know this, but we know that there is a correspondence. The first row, first element is Bob, second element is Joe, third element is Will, fourth element is Bob, and then Will, and then Joe, and then Joe. Okay? All right. So this is the example data. Okay. Now, if you want to extract, you want to take a slice of only Bob. Okay. And we want, we want the data. Okay, what you want is this. Okay. But what we want inside that comes from the names. So when name is Bob, you want those rows to be extracted and you want to do something with it. Okay, so we can of course manually count. Okay, the first one is Bob, so 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 0, and 3, right? You can put a list 0, 3, but that's not. You're not going to be able to manually do this. You have to do this in code. Right? You can. What if the names change? Okay, you have different names, and you want a different. You add more stuff to it, and you can't be counting every time. So you have to make sure that it is. The code can be reused without you having to come back manually count later. So that's where the binary or Boolean mapping is helpful. So here we have data, and then inside what we want is specified as a Boolean array. So actually if you, okay, let me show you how. Suppose if I say names, that creates an array for us. Okay. So it's going to go into names, then see whether the name is Bob. So yes, it is Bob. Then no, no. Then it is Bob. Then no, no, no. Okay. So you get a Boolean. So this is a Boolean array, true or false. Right? Now you apply that Boolean mask, so this is a Boolean mask, and you apply that Boolean mask to data. So first time it will be true, so the first row, which is index 0, will get selected. So that corresponds with Bob. And then that and that are skipped over because they are false. And then you have true again, and that would be selected. So index 0, and then it will skip 2 rows, and then the next one, and then everything else is skipped over. Okay. So this is called Boolean masking. Okay. Indexing elements that meet a given condition. So indexing with Boolean mask is create a mask with desired condition, use it to extract. Okay, so here is another mask. Here we have a compound condition. So we are saying names equal to Bob or names equal to Will. So in this case, you have a couple of more truths. So there are 4 rows that will get selected, 2 for Bob and 2 for Will. Okay, and if you use that mask, you can save this. You can use the condition directly, or you can save the condition as a mask or any name. This is a name that I have given. Okay. It can be anything. You can simply say M or whatever else you want to call it. Okay, and then you use that here for indexing, then you get those 4 rows selected. So this is called Boolean masking or binary masking. Binary because there are only 2 values, yes or no, true or false, right? So all the true ones will get indexed, the rest of them won't. So here is another example. Okay, so here we are not using the names. Okay. This mask is using its own, so it's auto mask. Okay, it's using the same data. So you're saying that all data that is less than 0, so you go through data, which is this whole thing, and then wherever you have less than 0, set it equal to 0. So it's going to go through the entire that data set, and wherever there is a negative value, and that will be replaced by a 0. Okay. All right. So let's do your turn. Extract the data rows for Joe. So how would you do that? It's going to be, you're going to have, you want to index data. Now you want to give a mask now, and the mask comes from names, right? So you say names names 1. Okay, we want it to be Joe, right? And of course you have to make sure that it is properly capitalized and all that. So here we have Joe would be uppercase J and OE. So what should go in between? Equal to and another equal to for conditions. Okay. So then there are 3 of them apparently. So there is one.